Hi, Geoff. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for joining me on this fun slalom get to know you chat.
Cool, cool. Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Well, for all of you who haven't had a chance to see Geoff, Shane just announced him on our quarterly, so you know his super duper superhero name. But Geoff is the newest member of our technology enablement team. So we're happy to have you, Geoff. He was also the first consultant that we had join us, and we had a completely virtual onboarding. So he was very patient with us in all of that as well. So Geoff, why don't you start off by telling us your story and telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so like you said, I'm new. I just started with slalom probably about 3 weeks ago now. So yeah, it's actually been a really good experience. But before this, prior to slalom, I was an independent contractor. And then I was over at SRP. Just working on some on utilities practice in the data and analytics side of everything. Um, I was also doing I do a lot of data engineering, some stuff with data visualizations, and I also get a little bit into data science itself too. Also, before all of that stuff in SRP, prior to that, I was working at a startup called Data Consumed, where I was doing various projects around the United States, working in New York, some places in California, even in St. Louis a little bit. And then I've been doing things within the cloud, data virtualization, and a lot of data DevOps type stuff.
That's awesome. And you knew Mott at SRP and Robert Clifford, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah, that's where I met them. I also met Wally and Geoff when he was there a while back.
Cool. So you were
Yeah.
familiar with slalom, and they sent you over our way, and we're excited to have you now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. So obviously, still fairly new to slalom, really interesting onboarding experience.
Yeah.
What has surprised you most since joining us?
So actually, how smooth it actually was to be able to onboard. Being during the quarantine thing, the process was been really good. Everything seems to be in place. Another thing was how outgoing everybody is too. You know, it's a very outgoing group. Especially, it's kind of surprising for being in a tech company. You think there'd be more introverts than anything else, but there's a lot of outgoing and social people. So it's
A little
very
overwhelming at times, huh?
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, that's great. I know Alex was great about, getting everything set up for you. And then it looked like you had your laptop, Friday before you started on
Hmm.
Monday. And then the team got together and did a virtual lunch. So that's awesome that you still kind of felt that slalom love even from afar.
Hmm.
Uh, cool. Well, we talked a little bit about what surprised you the most. What have you enjoyed the most since joining?
So right now it's just everything is just getting used to the how creative everybody is, I guess, especially in the last quarterly with the superhero thing, just saying with the whole outgoing culture and everything like that. It's just very, you know, it was just really great to see how creative and how exciting everyone was making things and for, being in this kind of situation, and how fun it was. So yeah, that was really cool.
That's awesome. That's so great. Well, glad to hear it. So now on to some fun kind of personal things. What
Hmm.
do you enjoy doing outside of work?
So outside of work, usually, kind of laid back with my family and everything like that. We're really big on, just going to the movies, doing things, around the area. Like, I have a big, like spread with our family. So I have kids from ages 17 all the way down to 4.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's amazing. You're
yeah,
busy in all the phases of
yeah.
life.
Yeah. So I have 4 of them, 2 girls, 2 boys. My oldest is 17, is a girl. And then I have a 13-year-old boy, 11-year-old boy, and then a 4-year-old girl. So besides that, yeah, a lot of my hobbies and everything revolve around them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. How has it been with all this social distancing with 4 kids spanning, that, 13 years?
Yeah, it's pretty tough because now I have to be a kindergarten teacher at the same time, a high school teacher, and also a middle school teacher. So it's just too much different math.
And full-time slalom employee as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be so tricky. So,
Uh-huh.
thinking about this social distancing, what's the first thing that you're going to do once it's lifted?
Oh, I think probably go to a restaurant. We're big foodies here at home, so we're missing the experience of going to a restaurant, sitting down, and just eat, something different.
Yeah. What are some of your top restaurant recommendations? Where like the top two that you're going to go to once this is done?
Oh, so top two. Oh, I forgot what. There was one place that does. It's in Phoenix. I wish I had the name of it right now, but they do this great like pork belly eggs Benedict.
Oh, yum.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Can get it on that.
Yeah, I forgot exactly what the name is. Sorry about that
No,
one,
that's
but
okay. We're
yeah,
a bunch of foodies around here, so that's why I like to ask that question. I'm always looking for new restaurants, and I know I'm not alone in that at Slalom.
yeah. And then just maybe even uh, just get a different sandwich or something like that. My wife and I we really like Chibo Hut, so it's one of the
Ooh.
places we like really going to too.
I went there for the first time, gosh, like maybe right before we shut everything down, and we got their chocolate chip cookies. I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
get a sandwich, but we got the chocolate chip cookies, and oh my gosh, those were so good. So
yeah.
we're a fan of that as well. Cool. Well, what I know that you're busy with kids and being a teacher in multiple different grades, but have you developed any new skills during this quarantine?
So we've been doing a lot of cooking at home. So you're getting better with that, just trying out different recipes and everything like that. And I guess another big thing is for myself is probably like getting into graphic design. I'm not really the artistic type, but my two older ones are, and
Cool.
that's what they want to do. So I've been trying to learn, since I'm the tech guy, I've been trying to learn Photoshop and Illustrator so that I could kind of show them how to get into that,
Yeah.
because they're big on drawings and everything like that. So I guess I've been trying to learn more graphic design type things and more artistic stuff
That's
to
awesome. So
yeah.
your two oldest are super creative and artsy.
Hmm.
That's
Exactly.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, that's great that you're getting involved. I'm sure they appreciate it as well and new skills for you to learn.
Yeah.
So cooking, graphic design, lots of fun things that we're learning about you. But what would you really like other slalomers to reach out and ask you about?
That's a really tough question. I'm not really sure that was exactly what. I guess I don't know.
How about what about what's been your favorite recipe that you've mastered during this time and we could get some good food tips from you?
Actually, I've been making everybody's saying in the house that the carnitas that I've been making is actually really good.
Ooh, okay. All right. I love it.
Yeah.
So lots of food tips that we can get from you from restaurants as well as recipes at home when we aren't able to go to a restaurant. And then, share any fun tips that you have around graphic designing too. I'm sure that there are a few people who would be interested in that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining today, Geoff. Have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye bye.